Yo, so here we go again. Now, this is the HBO Hard Knocks Season 14, Episode 1 review, the Oakland Raiders. And you can watch this on YouTube. HBO's page actually puts this on every year. They'll put the first episode on, so it's kind of like the will you in to subscribe to HBO or their Hulu thing or their app, because it's like multiple ways you can watch HBO now. So don't be like, oh, I can't afford to watch it. You can watch it. That episode is free. And Hard Knocks is a show that's been out for a minute. The first one they did way back in like 2001, the Baltimore Ravens, and that they would have defending champs. And I enjoyed it, but a lot of people kind of thought it was boring because they were a well polished franchise. It didn't have a lot of drama, and it wasn't really good for TV. So at some point, HBO decided, let's get the lousy teams that have a bunch of drama and a bunch of characters, because that's what's good for television. And that's when they started doing hard. They basically said, well, no more playoff teams. So last year they did the Browns. One year they did the Bucks. The Bucks won like 2 games. Jameis Winston was on there acting stupid. And this year, I mean, no team, defines organized chaos and madness and characters more than the Oakland Raiders in the last 20 years. One playoff appearance since like 2001, 2002. And don't get me wrong, I'm not here to bash the Raiders. I actually think the NFL is better when the Raiders are good. When you got those classic franchises like the Raiders, the Redskins, the 49ers, when those teams are good, the league is better. They just bring so much prestige and the fan base and everything, the history of it. So they're doing the Raiders, and the Raiders have all of these new characters. Antonio Brown, that's my dog. Richie Incognito and Vontez Burfict, the crazy head hitter who was in Cincinnati. They finally gave up on him. They got him on there, and they got some rookies that are just some real characters. And what I walked away from saying after watching this episode, and it's pretty good. That kid who was on the Netflix show, Ronald Ali, he was on there. I mean, he faked the injury, said his Achilles was bothering him, but he didn't go to the trainers. And the defensive line coach is like, yo, what the fuck? Why you didn't go to the training? And the dude was like, hey. John Gruden said, man, fuck that. We're going to let everybody go who doesn't want to be here. So they cleaned out his locker and they sent him out the door. But what I walked away from this saying is, this is going to be interesting. But these guys, especially these young players, they don't respect John Gruden at all. Because they know John Gruden from the Gruden Grinder, the guy who looks like Chucky, but he was on ESPN the last 10 years, buttering up quarterbacks, sitting in the RV doing Monday Night Football and just being over the top nice. I don't think they know him as the ruthless coach that would cuss you the fuck out if you looked at him the wrong way. And Jonathan Abraham, one of their first round picks that they got when they got the Amari Cooper trade with Dallas, safety number 24, looks like he's going to be a good player. He's a hitter. And they're in practice, no pads, just shorts and shirts, and he's knocking people the fuck out, just left and right. He hit Luke Wilson, he hit a couple of people. It's like, whoa, this dude knows that, you don't hit your own players like that in practice, but he's so excited to be in the league and just being on the field and so ready for September. He's knocking people's blocks off out there, and Gruden and the coaches had to pull him to the side like, yo, what are you doing? Like, relax. And Gruden had to raise his voice and literally tell this kid like 3 or 4 times to slow the fuck down and chill. This kid is just looking at him like, yeah, whatever, motherfucker. It's like, damn. like he's going to be a handful. And I don't know if he's just turning his character up a notch because it's on HBO, but he looks like he's going to be a pain in the ass. And it's like, even Antonio Brown. Now, Antonio Brown's got a foot injury that's kind of slowing him down going into the year, so they're trying to monitor that injury. And they're like, Antonio, Gruden's telling him, we want you to kind of just use your mental right now and, just rest your feet for a while before the season starts so you can be ready. Antonio's looking at him like, yeah, okay, whatever. And he's still going hard body training at 110% like he always does. One of the most conditioned athletes in the league. You can see him online all the time. All he does is train. He's not slowing down nothing at all, despite his coach telling him, take it easy before you hurt it even worse and you can't even run your routes and shit. So, I mean, these guys don't really, even the veterans like AB and Incognito was like, yeah, okay, Gruden. They acknowledge him, they respect him a little bit, but I don't think players would talk to Belichick like that, or Tomlin like that, or Andy Reid like that. I just don't think. I think Gruden is kind of like out of touch with these current players, and they just don't respect him. He hasn't done anything in a long time. And they just like, look, you got kids on this team that were in diapers when Gruden won that championship with the Bucks in like 2002. So Gruden's got to learn, has got to earn his respect as the coach. So this is going to be an interesting season. It's going to be an interesting season, not only on Hard Knocks, but in the regular season coming up, because they're in the hardest division in the AFC, the AFC West. They got to go against Pat Mahomes twice a year. Okay, Phillip Rivers and the Chargers, they had like 6 players in the top 100, one of the most talented rosters in the league. And then you got to go up against the Broncos and Von Miller chasing you around. So that could be 6 losses easily right there, and just in the division. And then Derek Carr, and can he have a comeback season like he did 2 years ago? And he's got the arm, but does he have the mental toughness, the leadership? Can he get, like, right now, him and AB relationship looks kind of cool, but it looks kind of forced. And at one point, AB sitting down, and one of his sons is like, "Where's Roethlisberger?" His kids still think he plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm like, HBO wasn't right. They could have edited that out. That was kind of like, come on, man. But hey, this is gonna be a good season though, man. Hard Knocks season 14, the Oakland Raiders on HBO. And like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna see if I could, come back and review the rest of the series as it goes on before the season starts on September 3rd or the 5th, I believe. So check it out.